The Dark Knight is still my favorite comic book movie of all time, and the interrogation scene is one of the most memorable scenes in the film. A lot of people talk about the writing, Heath Ledger's masterful performance as the Joker, and even the cinematography, all of which of course are brilliant. But one area that doesn't get talked about enough is the editing. The editing in this scene is subtle and never calls attention to itself, but it's doing something incredibly powerful. It positions the Joker as a master manipulator. And it does this using a few very specific editing techniques that quietly strengthen the storytelling. So let's break them down. Technique number 1, crossing the line. To understand what's happening here, we need to quickly cover the 180-degree rule. In a scene between two characters, there's an imaginary line between them. Traditionally, the camera stays on one side of that line so that the characters maintain consistent screen direction. One looks left, the other looks right. This is what makes edits feel natural and invisible. Breaking this rule is called crossing the line. And when it's done carelessly, it feels disorienting, like the characters have suddenly switched places. But in this scene, crossing the line is used intentionally. At the start of the interrogation, the editing is very traditional. The camera stays on one side of the line. Then Joker delivers this line.
Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Worst end.
So when Batman says this, the camera is now on the other side of the line, because you'll notice that Batman and Joker are both looking in the same direction, from right to left. If you think of the line as the divider between order and chaos, crossing the line here represents Joker's attempt at manipulating Batman to bring him over to his side, the chaos side. And he does this by making Batman feel like he's not as good as he pretends to be. This happens again when Joker says the following.
To them, you're just a freak. Like me.
So here, Joker directly compares Batman to him, once again in this same attempt to manipulate him. And we've therefore once again crossed the line on Batman's coverage. What makes this even more effective is how smooth the crossing of the line actually is. I would bet that when you watch this scene, you wouldn't even notice that the camera crosses the line. And that's mainly because the camera is constantly moving and circling around the characters, which is one of the most effective techniques for crossing the line without the audience noticing it. And that's the whole point. The way the editor smoothly breaks cinematic convention here is akin to the way Joker sneakily breaks through to Batman. He's able to successfully get under Batman's skin, which is shown by the fact that Batman snaps later in the scene, clearly affected by the Joker. Technique number 2, camera angles as character psychology. For most of the scene, both Batman and Joker are framed in close-ups. This visual symmetry reinforces Joker's argument that they're closer than Batman wants to admit. Then Joker says this.
You complete me.
And Batman responds with,
You're garbage who kills for money.
And when Batman says this, notice that Batman is in a wider shot, a medium shot. This cut visually represents Batman pushing Joker away. We're no longer in a close-up. We're in a wider shot because he's rejecting the comparison between him and Joker. But Joker doesn't stop there. As he continues manipulating Batman, we cut back into a close-up of Batman listening. So Batman is oscillating between distance and closeness. So the editing here mirrors this tug of war happening inside of Batman. Technique number 3, saving the two-shot. For most of this scene, the editor avoids shots where both characters are featured equally in the frame together. We're mainly only focused on one character at a time. But notice when that changes. Here are the shots in the scene where Batman and Joker are both featured equally in the frame together, also known as a two-shot. Notice how in these two shots, Batman is attacking Joker. He's lifting him off the table and he's pinning him against the wall. So the only times the editor cuts to a two-shot of Batman and Joker are in moments where Batman becomes violent. Batman is moving closer to chaos and succumbing to Joker's manipulation. So it's fitting that we see both of them in the frame together. He's joining Joker's world. The most telling moment is this profile two-shot, the only one in the entire scene. It comes right after this exchange.
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules.
And tonight you're gonna break your one rule. I'm considering it.
So this shot begins when Batman says he's considering breaking his one rule. So this is the closest Batman has ever come to morally being defeated by the Joker. And this is represented in the edit because it is the closest they have ever been to each other physically. They're no longer separated by the table. They're face to face, equal in the frame. So overall, this scene is a masterclass in how editing supports storytelling. By intentionally crossing the line and carefully choosing when to change framing, the edit reinforces Joker's manipulation and Batman's internal conflict, and it does so without ever drawing attention to itself. Now, whether this was consciously planned or intuitively shaped by the editor, the result is the same. The editing quietly strengthens the power dynamics of the scene and pushes Batman closer to Joker's world.
You have nothing.
Great editing isn't just about pacing and continuity. It's about understanding what the story is saying and then using cuts to say it more clearly. So that's it for this one, guys. I hope this video was helpful in shedding some light on the editing process as well as the power of the craft of editing. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a comment down below. If there's anything that was particularly helpful, I'd love to hear from you. If there's anything that was unclear, please let me know and I'll be sure to get right back to you. But as always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.